Alright, so last week Google announced the Google Pixel 7 lineup, and now their best and top of the line phone is the Google Pixel 7 Pro. I have one right here. And this is actually my first Google Pixel phone that I'll actually use for some time. I have used the Google Pixel 2, I believe, for like 2 days. So this is the first Pixel phone I'll actually use for more than 2 days. I have already unboxed this phone, so if you want to check out that video, link is in the description. But let's just pretend like I haven't. So, alright, let me get this out of the way so we can start talking about the phone. And would you look at this? Magic. It's already set up. Okay, so I've had this phone for a few hours now. What do I think about it? Well, let's talk about it. So first of all, the design. I really like it. I didn't like the Pixel 6 design as much, and I think it's because on the Pixel 6, the transition from the frame to the camera bar or this visor wasn't seamless. I'm pretty sure there was a break from aluminum to glass, and that was something I didn't like. And also, I just didn't like that completely black camera bar on the back. This, however, looks a lot better in my opinion. I also like the color. I ordered the black one first, or the obsidian color, I think that's what it's called. But as soon as I realized this back glass is glossy, which is something I don't like, I canceled that order and I ordered this one instead, because I don't know if you know this, filming a black glossy phone is a nightmare, and I'm talking from experience. So never, ever, ever order a black glossy phone if you are a tech YouTuber. I also think this phone is like big. It has a 6.7 inch screen, and if you're someone who's coming from an iPhone 14 with a 6.1 inch screen, this is a pretty big upgrade. But I've got to say, the screen feels really good so far. It is also a variable refresh rate screen. It will go as high as 120 Hz and as low as 60 Hz. Not quite as low as something like the iPhone 14 Pro or even the Samsung S22 Ultra. But I mean, those phones are also much more expensive than this phone. I believe this phone costs something like $899 or something like that. But that's the one thing that makes this phone seem like a better deal than something like the S22 Ultra or the iPhone 14 Pro. But obviously, I'll have to test this phone, use it for some time in order to know for sure. The one thing I don't like about the screen, however, are the curved sides. I've never been a fan of these. I just don't think they're useful. Yes, they make the phone look good, but I mean, it also makes the phone less protective because it's kind of hard to find a case that actually covers all the sides of the phone no matter how you drop it, and the screen won't be the first point of contact. Now, this phone also has Face Unlock. I have it set up, and so far I think it works. It's working very well, but only in well-lit situations. Again, because it is a normal camera. It's not like Face ID. The technology that's used for Face ID is completely different, and that is why it even works with like no light. This is different. This just uses a camera. It's also not as secure as something like Face ID, but I mean, you do also have the fingerprint sensor. Now, I'm not sure if this phone will have any problems. I believe the Pixel 6 had, where the fingerprint sensor was letting pretty much any finger unlock the phone. So far, I don't see that problem here, which is good. I've also noticed that animations on this phone feel really nice. The last time I used an Android phone, it was a Samsung phone, and I didn't like the animations. Like, I wouldn't say they felt choppy, but they just didn't feel smooth and as fluid as I feel like they should. Haptics are also really nice. Like, so far, I think the haptics on this phone are up there with the iPhone. So maybe the Tensor G2 chip inside this phone is the reason behind all of this. It's only on its second generation, but already things seem to be going pretty well. This also allows Google to do crazy things like this. Just look at how fast this is. This is a feature I genuinely want on my phone. So if you're gonna buy a Google phone, you can be sure to get some really cool software features that you simply wouldn't find anywhere else. And that's what I like about this phone. Now, when it comes to battery life, I have no clue how good or bad it is. But that's something I'm gonna have to test over time, and only then I'll know the truth. But Google also talked about the cameras, and that's something they seem very proud of. And from the photos and videos I've taken so far, these definitely seem like really good cameras, but there are times when they kind of struggle. But I mean, that's with every phone. I don't think any phone's cameras are perfect. So far, I think these are pretty good cameras. And all the software magic Google has done with the cameras definitely seems interesting. The super res zoom and whatnot, so many things, so many terms. But at the end of the day, the question will be, are the cameras actually good? Which is, again, something I'm gonna have to test, and I can let you know that in the review video. So yeah, those were some of my initial thoughts about this phone. This video probably won't be very long, but that's what I think about this phone. And overall, I am very happy with this phone, so far at least. So Google, you've done a great job. But yeah, if you found it helpful or if you enjoyed watching it, please consider subscribing. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you later. Which is pretty fast. Of course, it's not gonna work right now.